Hey, it's Amy again. Today I want to talk about the Conservative Political Action Conference, CPAC for short. It's a bunch of Republicans trying to figure out where their party is going to go. Surprisingly, they chose a fiscal conservative. Well, that's not what I want to talk about. I want to talk about why they invited Ryan Sorba. Ryan Sorba is a known homophobe. I just looked up his name and I found out the fact that he wants to reinstate sodomy laws. He believes that the Stonewall riots were an act of terrorism and that being born gay is actually a hoax. Okay, knowing that about a person, would you invite him to talk at your conference? Why would you even bring the controversy there? I know that CPAC actually had Go Pride as one of its sponsors, which is why Ryan Sorba was so upset, which is why he got so pissed and he actually got booed off the stage by basically insulting the whole entire audience and insulting the gays for destroying conservatism. Okay, my first question is, why would you invite him there? If you guys have an answer, please tell me. Now, on to his actual argument. Ryan states that homosexuality is intrinsically immoral, instinctively evil, and it is a deficiency of being. Okay. He also states that homosexuality does not represent the pure form of what humans should be, of the rational form that we are. He says he quotes it from Aristotle, which is slightly correct, because Aristotle wrote down everything that Plato said. But Aristotle did not believe in the pure form argument. That was actually Plato. So if he's going to argue from anyone, he should argue from Plato. And I know why he doesn't choose to talk about Plato is because Plato talks about how the pure form of love is actually homosexual love. Now, for a lot of people who don't know that, just think about it. What is our definition of platonic love? It's friendly love. But if you look at Plato's time, his whole entire definition of love relied on knowledge and being able to communicate and have this intellectual conversation. And since women were not smart in that time, he wanted to have it with another man, aka platonic love is equal to homosexual love in his time. Now, I know he's trying to argue from authority with this whole entire thing and saying that he's quoting Aristotle and that he's not quoting religion, but his homophobic slurs seem a little off base. My friend actually said that he's probably a homosexual himself and he just hates himself. Probably likely, but it doesn't mean that he should continue what he's doing and we shouldn't go and criticize him. Second of all, another part of his argument is saying that homosexuality is not rational and that humans are rational, therefore they should not enact in homosexuality. Now, there's two assumptions in that. First of all, that homosexuality is not rational, and second of all, that humans are rational. Okay, so let's try to talk about homosexuality being not rational. So we think it's maladaptive because we're not procreating, right? Homosexuality is not for procreation, therefore it's just for amusement and it doesn't make any sense. And they're not going to pass on their genes. Well, if you understood the fact that sexuality is actually fluid and that homosexuality is just one part of sexuality, there's a lot of bisexuals and there's a lot of heterosexuals out there. Sexuality is fluid. It is not where someone is like completely homosexual and one is completely heterosexual and that's just the divider right there. There's actually a fluidity to sexuality. And why would that fluidity be adaptive? Because we know humans have it. We know that other primates have it. We know that other mammals have it. It must be adaptive if it's still here. Well, let's think about it this way. As humans, as primates, we were able to adapt binocular vision, which makes us unable to see predators. So socialization became very important to us, and to our cladistic cousins, and to our cladistic ancestors. Now, knowing that socialization is important, why would it be adaptive for homosexuality? Okay, let's think about it this way. Why would male-male bonding be adaptive? Let's think about it. Okay, male-male bonding is important because it provides a form of social cohesion. While not all males are trying to go and kill each other. That's kind of adapted for a population. I think so. But then again, maybe Ryan Sorbo is right. Maybe killing a lot of people is much better than male-male bonding. And while we think homosexuality is only within the gay community, if we understand that male-male bonding is where we get homosexuality from, we can look at sports. We can look at forms of cohesion, forms of male-male bonding. I would assume football would be one of the first ones that comes to mind, followed by wrestling, followed by UFC. Have you seen how close guys get to each other? Team building? That's pretty gay to me. Now, I don't think Ryan Sorba would agree. And he doesn't see the rationale behind gays having sex. But that's just one extreme of the level. There's also a lot of others. Just look at boxing. Just look at wrestling. Just look at all the other team sports where guys are straddling one another. So, what I put to Ryan Sorbo is, while he thinks that homosexuality is maladaptive, that it is not rational, just think about how it's helped society. How male-male bonding is actually